Are we going to see a live action Into the Spider-Verse? Let's find out. Welcome to the second edition of the Saturday Movie Show with myself, AP. Second week of shows, and as I said last week, this is a show where there's very little editing. Actually, there's no editing apart from the edit to make the video and put it online, but there is plenty of mustache wiping, twiddling with my mustache, that's the word I was looking for, and plenty of coffee drinking, but also plenty of movie talk. So it has been reported, let's put the coffee down, it has been reported this week that Tobey Maguire, the original Spider-Man actor, Andrew Garfield, who played the second incarnation of Spider-Man, and Tom Holland, the current Spider-Man in the MCU, they are all apparently, both Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are now signed on for Spider-Man 3, the third movie in the Tom Holland set trilogy of Spider-Man movies. So this is huge. Now, at the moment, Sony have came out and said they've not denied it, but they've not said, it's not happening. So really, I think this story we can take with a pinch of salt, but I think it's going to happen. I've just got that feeling it is going to happen. With them not denying it, upfront denying it, I think we are potentially going to see some form of a live action Into the Spider-Verse. Now, let me just first backtrack a tiny bit. I really enjoyed the animated movie Into the Spider-Verse. I thought it was a fantastic movie. I thought it was a great animation. I really enjoyed the animation, particularly on that movie. I thought it was really a really stylized, unique type of animation we've probably not seen before. I thought it was really good. I thought the story was fantastic, and I thought the way they incorporated that tons of different Spider-Mans into that movie was great. So I really enjoyed that, and I think that works as its own thing. And in 2022, it is scheduled, as of now anyway, it's scheduled for Into the Spider-Verse 2 to be coming out. So we're going to see a sequel there. So the animated version of Into the Spider-Verse is still very much a thing, and I imagine this is probably going to go on for more sequels beyond the second one. So then we have the third Spider-Man movie, the third Spider-Man movie of Tom Holland's run. So there's been lots of things reported over the past few weeks with this. Now, apparently J.K. Simmons is going to reprise his role as J. Jonah Jameson in it. I imagine that's only going to be a minor role, because I believe when he filmed the stuff for his previous one in Spider-Man Far From Home, he filmed just a bunch of green screen stuff, and it was just, I imagine he's going to be like that news anchor podcaster style version of J. Jonah Jameson, where he just appears on screen or on like an internet blog or YouTube or something like that. So I don't think we're going to see tons of his character, but maybe I might be wrong, but I think his character will be very much a minor role. But we've had teasers and we've had confirmations of more characters. I believe it's not been confirmed officially, but I think, again, this is very much a dead cert. I think Jamie Foxx has come out and he put something on his Instagram saying he's going to join up with the new Spider-Man movie, and then he deleted his tweet or his Instagram post. So Jamie Foxx is going to be returning as Electro, the character from The Amazing Spider-Man 2, which featured Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. And I don't think really that character was great, personally. I didn't really enjoy it. I like Spider-Man movies, but I'm not the biggest Spider-Man fan. So when I watched both the Amazing Spider-Man and The Amazing Spider-Man 2, I thought they were okay movies. I wasn't coming out the cinema declaring these movies to be the best movies, superhero movies, comic book movies of all time. But what I do like is the idea that they're going to reboot his character, potentially. So his character Electro in that was then sort of teased for a Sinister Six movie, I believe. That never happened, but maybe it will happen. And now he is teased to be part of this new Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man 3. Now, at this point, we don't know if he's going to be the main villain in this piece. He could be, again, it could be a small cameo, like J. Jonah Jameson. It could be very small. or he could be the big villain for the whole movie. We don't yet know, but I think from what I've heard and what I'm seeing online, a lot of information is saying they're going to reboot the character in a way, and it's going to be a retelling of the character. So it might not actually be the same Electro from Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 2. So that is quite interesting because we have got the multiverse now happening within the MCU. This is a big thing. Another part of the multiverse MCU Spider-Man 3 news is that Doctor Strange will be a part of this movie. So that, you've got the Sorcerer Supreme. He will be in that movie. And, it's been rumoured that he might be kind of like a Tony Stark mentor-like figure to Peter Parker within this movie. But why do you have Doctor Strange in it? And the only reason you would have Doctor Strange in it is because you're going to have more of the MCU multiverse happening within this movie. So if we're having Doctor Strange in there, we're having Electro, then we're potentially having, Andrew Garfield, his Spider-Man, and then Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. How does this all work out? So I don't think we are going to see a full-on live action Into the Spider-Verse yet. I don't think it's going to be Spider-Man 3. I think it would be very premature to do it right now. For the reason being, this could be massive. And I think if they're going to do a full-on Into the Spider-Verse, I think we'll know about it. I think we would know who's going to be in the movie. I think they would declare it. I think they would explain that this is going to be probably the biggest Spider-Man movie of all time. And it's going to be sort of like the Endgame style Avengers big team up of Spider-Man movies. Because, Spider-Man is owned by Sony, but it is still part of the MCU thanks to the deal they made with Disney. But with that being, Sony is still doing their own universe. They've got Venom, they've got Jared Leto's the vampire one. I can't even think of what the character is called now. They've got loads of movies going on at this moment in time within the Spider-Man Sony SpiderVerse. So, Spider-Man 3 for me is a great point where you could tease stuff. Tease stuff for a future big time Spider-Man team-up movie. So, what do? I think within this movie, I think we're going to see elements with Doctor Strange of the multiverse. I think his role is not going to be massive. I think it's going to be very minor, just a few scenes with Spider-Man throughout the movie. But I think his role will be the role that brings into this potential idea of a live-action Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse movie. So I think what we will see here with the likes of Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire is cameos. I think we're going to see small cameos of maybe, Doctor Strange visiting them or taking Tom Holland's Spider-Man to their universe, to their Earth, and just to see them. I think we're going to see maybe just glimpses of those two Spider-Man characters. I don't think we're going to see full-on, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland all on screen at the same time in this movie anyway. I think there's so much more potential to say, let's cap off this original trilogy first for Tom Holland's Spider-Man, and then we can do something that no other Spider-Man movies have done before. Because we've seen the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man trilogy, so let's equal that. Let's Tom Holland have his trilogy of Spider-Man movies first of all, but then we leave a little bit of space to tease something very special, and that would be the fourth Spider-Man movie, where you can do more of a live-action Into the Spider-Verse movie, where you can incorporate lots of different Spider-Men, because you don't even have to just have Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. You could create like Miles Morales. He could be then introduced within that movie. I think it would be, an opportune time to then introduce like the new Spider-Man, which will be Miles Morales. There's no doubt about it. You've got the new PS5 game now, the new Spider-Man game. His character is the main character within that video game. So why are they putting it into so much popular media like that? And why would they not put it into a movie? I believe his character was teased within the first movie somewhat, because his uncle was was it the original Shocker? Or I think it was. So they're obviously it's all the little wheels are slowly moving, and I think this is what they're going to do. I think Spider-Man 4, if you like, will be this big team up movie of Spider-Man, and we're going to. I think that would be the movie where you could have Venom in it as well. And I think lots more characters as well. What excites me the most about this, of not doing it for Spider-Man 3 and rather leave it for a later movie, is the fact you could have tons more. Because if they start to incorporate then, the older Spider-Man movies, we have the potential maybe of having like Green Goblin come back. And that would be ace. And I'm talking about Green Goblin from the original trilogy. And that is something I would like to see with William Dafoe playing that role again. And I know his character was killed within the first movie, but maybe we could see something of his character, because I think his character was fantastic. I loved his version of the Green Goblin. I really enjoyed it. And, why not? Why not have tons of characters? I mean, blimey, we've had time travel within the MCU already, so why can't we have, a Green Goblin, or maybe a Green Goblin from another Earth that comes to attack, and then like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man's like, I know this guy. This guy has been trouble before for me. I'm going to come out and I'm going to come and try and save your universe, Tom Holland Spider-Man. And there we have a big live-action Spider-Man movie, or you could even introduce like the Sinister Six within that movie as well. So I think it's super exciting. As I said, I'm not the biggest Spider-Man fan in the world, but as a comic book movie fan and a comic book fan, I'm excited by the potential here. And if I get to see just a small cameo from them other two Spider-Men within this upcoming Spider-Man 3 movie, I think that'll be exciting, because it then would potentially set up something even larger. I don't want to see just a small. I don't want to see a little cameo role. I don't mind seeing that as a teaser first of all, but I want to see the live action massive team up movie. That's what I want to see, and I think that would really excite a lot of people. And I'm sure Sony would love to have their own sort of version of the Avengers, and the profit margins they would make from that would be fantastic. It would be just unreal, I imagine, to get them sort of profits. So I think that is where we're going to go with this, and I really can't wait to see what goes on moving forward with this now. So, as I said, this is time. It's time for a coffee break and a break in the news, because I'm going to flip to some more news. So, as always, I'm drinking out of my I Am Your Father cup. Big Star Wars fan. And this is some black coffee today. Got some black coffee as always. I love my black coffee. I especially like this. This morning, I've been watching movies, Halloween movies. And the movie I've been watching is Hubie's Halloween, the new Adam Sandler movie on Netflix. And I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was very much like a spiritual successor to The Waterboy. And his character was very much just basically The Waterboy a few years later on. I thought it was fantastic. I thought his character was great. Really funny movie. I really enjoyed it. I definitely recommend it to anyone who's after a really good comedy movie to watch over the Halloween period or any time of the year. I think it's very much a very good movie to watch. So definitely check out Hubie's Halloween. Well worth the watch. So that's the coffee. The last coffee sip of this video. Or maybe not. Maybe there'll be more. So let's go with some more news today on the Saturday Movie Show. Here it is. This week, Walt Disney Company announces strategic reorganization of its media and entertainment businesses. Now, this was reported on the Walt Disney Company website. It's the official head honcho corporation website where they announce all that delicious, detail of financial news within Disney and all like the top secret Disney news. I went on there today. I got this. I'm top secret reporter, obviously, investigating any bit of movie news. So this has been reported, basically, that Disney are now focusing more on streaming moving forward. They're reconstructing the business to better make use of streaming platforms. And I think it's basically them kindly saying that they are moving away from the old style of releasing media. Media as in movies, TV, everything. But I think it is an important time to talk about this because we got cinemas closing, as I've mentioned on previous videos. Disney have now seen the opportunities in streaming for themselves. They got Disney Plus. They're releasing more movies on Disney Plus. Sure, Mulan, we don't know whether that was a success for them or if it was a failure as of yet because they're not really released any financial stuff with that in regards to that. But with, moving forward, Disney have pretty much put out the flag to say we are now moving forward full steam ahead and going with streaming with this statement from the company this week. So here's just a little small part of that big speech they put on the website this week. So let me read it. Under the new structure, Disney's world-class creative engines will focus on developing and producing original content for the company's streaming services, as well as for the legacy platforms, while distribution and commercialization activities will be centralized into a single global media and entertainment distribution organization. So, as I said, they are now looks like they're going to be going full steam ahead with streaming. So we've got now this year the next big movie for Disney to be released this year. It's Soul, the new Pixar animated movie, which features Jamie Foxx, as I mentioned, Electro from Spider-Man 2, the Amazing Spider-Man 2. I've seen the trailer this week, the new trailer, what come out for it. I thought it looked like a really good movie. It looks like a really interesting premise. I like the idea that it's like this: the main character he dies, he falls down a manhole, and then while he's potentially going up to the gates of heaven, he falls through and then goes into this other world, this other realm where souls are made before you are born, before you are created. So it seems like an interesting premise. I like the idea of it. I'm looking forward to watching it. I probably will watch it on Christmas Day. I think it'll be something new to watch on Disney Plus, so I will most definitely watch that. But, moving forward into 2021, cinemas are still at the state of things at the moment across the world where a lot of cinemas are closing. I think AMC has been reported a lot of losses the past few weeks. AMC, the cinema chain within the US. Here in the UK, Cineworld and Regal Cinemas across the pond also are closing, temporary closures. So again, it's still not great for cinemas, and I think this is another big stepping stone for Disney as a company. They want to be the front runners, and they can see what's happening. They can see that streaming is probably going to be the way moving forward, and I think they're saying to themselves, you know what, let's take a risk here and let's just go full steam ahead and give streaming a go. And I think they will going into next year. I think we're going to see like the likes of Black Widow being released on Disney Plus. I think we're going to see a lot more Marvel movies, Disney movies just being released on Disney Plus. And I think for Disney, I think that is going to be the way forward. And, is that a good thing? I think for people like myself who likes watching new movies at home, I don't like it. I enjoy it more than the cinema. I think for people like myself who don't mind and prefer watching movies at home, it's a good thing. We can watch all the brand new movies in our homes, in the comfort of our homes, and we don't have to feel like we don't have to go to the cinema all the time. I know a lot of people have a different opinion where they prefer watching movies at the cinema and they prefer the cinema experience, and I do like it, but I'm a home watcher guy, and to me, I think this day and age, we should all be given the option as to whether we can watch a new movie at home or if we want to watch it at the cinema. We should have the option to have two different experiences. It just seems, bizarre for years on now. Streaming's not a new thing. Streaming's been out for years. Why should movies just be released at the cinema? It just seems a lost opportunity in some ways. So, I mean, I suppose Disney and a lot of other companies have been forced into this with the COVID pandemic But for Disney, I think they're just embracing the idea now of we are going to be streaming, and moving forward, we're going to cut out the middleman. We're going to cut out cinemas, and we are just going to go full on releasing movies to our streaming services. And they've not said this specifically, but it's sort of like a read between the lines idea with this. So if you look at like this statement and you read into it, it's sort of them saying we're refocusing our energy and our ideas into moving forward big time with streaming. So I think the world of film, TV, movies, everything to do with a screen is going to change, and 2021 is going to be a deciding year for all movie companies. But Disney, as always, I think they are going to be the front runners with this, and they are going to make big money with or without the cinemas. Thank you very much for watching the Saturday Movie Show. I hope you enjoyed it. Please do like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel, click on the notification bell, and if you want to support the channel as well, click on the Amazon affiliate links below to support the channel. It's always appreciated. You have a lovely day, and let me finish this video off with something really special. A coffee slurp for you and for me. Have a great day.